Howdy, howdy, everyone. I'm Dylan with Wiggle 91.1, and we're here today to introduce the prescriptions. Guys, you want to introduce yourselves?
Hey, I'm Hayes.
Chris.
I'm John.
I'm Parker.
Yeah, and you guys were in town to play the concert on Cater just last night, and we just recorded a Wiggle session with y'all, which is out now. Y'all want to tell me a bit about the band and your sound? Give like a little background.
Hayes?
Yeah, we're all from, well, we live in Nashville. We met up there, and me and Parker, who plays bass, went to high school together, and just I moved up there after leaving school here, and we all kind of just got together and started playing these songs, and it's developed into I feel like a really good collaborative group effort. And yeah, we play, I think you just heard some stripped down stuff, and we play kind of louder rock stuff, and have similar influences altogether. So yeah.
Speaking of influences, all-time favorite question to ask artists. Who are y'all listening to right now? Who's the musician's musician?
Well, the thing that we were just listening to in the van most recently and has been kind of the biggest recent revelation to us is a guy named John Bryan, who is probably most well known for being a producer and kind of studio ace, but he put out an album in early 2000s? 2001?
2000.
2000? A solo album that has the most classic, like, a major label was interested, and then he made it, and then they were like, not so sure about this, so he self-released it on his website.
And CD Baby.
And CD Baby.
Which doesn't really exist.
So the only way to find it is to, like, track down a CD or check out YouTube.
I bought a CD for $25.
like 1995 CD prices.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's remarkably good.
Yeah, what else?
I've been listening to like instrumental music, like Keith Jarrett,
Oh, yeah.
and just kind of like old jazz stuff.
Going back to the Replacements and Paul Westerberg, like high stuff I listened to in high school.
Yeah, totally.
Aren't a lot, but
Yeah.
Are we going to see any of those influences on the new album?
No Keith Jarrett.
Yeah, there's some stuff that may have trickled in there. I mean, we were shown this John Bryan record while we were making the new record, so can't say that didn't manifest itself in some way or another.
I think it's definitely an evolution from our first album, which I think we're all pretty excited about. We got to spend a lot of time in the studio this time around. So the first time around was kind of a quick. I think we did it in like 5 days, and this one we've had weeks on end in the studio. So that's been really great.
Yeah, it's been a little bit open for everyone. Last night y'all just played a show. How long has it been since the last one?
Like a year and 2 months.
something like that, yeah.
We were trying to think about it after the show last night. I think the last show we played was in January of 2020.
Was that at Mobile's or Callahan's in Mobile? Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's just had that same experience, but everyone's going into the studio.
Mm-hmm.
On the album, about how far along are y'all? Can we expect it this year?
Most likely, yeah. I mean, we're going down in 2 weeks to start mixing. I think, how many songs do we have, Hayes?
We have
In total.
In total, well, we have 16, I think, 15,
yeah.
16.
So we'll probably cut it back a little bit once we get all that figured out. But
Leave
it's
some
been,
bonus
like-
tracks?
Hmm?
Leave some bonus tracks?
Yeah. It's been so cool, like Hayes said, that we've been able to have like this time factor. We've been really lucky to get to work with Alabama label Single Lock, which like a lot of artists that we really enjoy who live in Nashville or live here are on, and it's like a super wide spectrum of artists, which is cool. So they have actually like the few like owners, people that run it have put together a studio down in Florence in Muscle Shoals area, and it's just really cool. You know, we can just go and kind of disappear there. I mean, a lot like how all these cool bands back in the 70s and stuff would get to go away from Nashville and away from like all that sort of influence. And
Sleep in the studio.
yeah, sleep in the studio, just, you know, have a fire and hang out with everybody at night. You know, I know we had one of their artists, Caleb Elliott, is just like an incredible dude, and he came and just made us a bunch of gumbo?
Jambalaya.
Jambalaya.
Yeah, so it's like we were recording guitars all day, and it just smells like jambalaya all through the house, and it was just super cool. So it's been fun. I feel like we never really hesitate too much when recording to try new things or weird things, but it's been fun this time to go even further with that.
The aspect of not being on the clock when you're recording is can't be overstated how significant that is. You know, the first record that we made, the first session that we had was we only got into the studio that we were trying to get into because it was on Easter Sunday, and Nashville, for all intents and purposes, was closed.
We were waiting for either an open day or a cancel.
Yeah, and
that's all we could afford.
They were like, "Oh, like how about Easter Sunday?" And we're all like, "Well, if that's it, that's it." So we recorded like four or five songs in a day, just because we had to, like totally out of necessity. So
Yeah.
time is certainly a luxury for this record.
So do you think it's going to be a big step up from the previous album?
It's just a
I think so,
change.
yeah.
I think it's a big
Yeah.
change. It's probably not a good game to get into comparing.
Yeah, I was
too-
about to
too
say,
much.
that wasn't
For-
to like put
for-
down
for
the first
me.
album. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. No, I get the question for sure, but yeah, for me, I just don't want to compare too much. But
in like a natural way. You know, we've
Yeah.
all grown.
yeah,
Yeah.
We've been a band for 3 years longer, probably.
Yeah.
At this point, now
Yeah.
that the pandemic's happened, you know,
Mhm.
we've been lucky to go on tour for longer periods of time. And yeah, you know, we're always all trying to get better individually, whether it's at an instrument or Hayes is chronically writing songs. So it's great because we have a big well to choose from whenever he brings one. It's like, okay, I think this is good. What do you think? So
Yeah, so Hayes, do you do most of the songwriting, or is it more collaborative?
it is very collaborative for sure. But as far as the songwriting goes, I'll come to the band with like a song that's, I mean, it could range from like 50% done to pretty much all the way done. And then there was a lot of like just working stuff out in the studio on this last one, like, you know, which is a little bit different.
it's kind of like
Yeah.
the whole spectrum, right? Like, I mean, you brought one of the songs on the new record, and it was kind of just a guitar thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then another one, like you said, just, okay, like I'll play drums or I'll play bass, but it's done. It's a good song. There's no need to mess with it, you know?
Yeah.
It's really nice. I think that's super fun.
So before the interview, we were talking a bit. Texas, California.
Mm-hmm.
Has that influenced y'all a little bit? Like having different people from different places, different sounds coming together? Because I know the music scene in Alabama is very different from the music scene in California and from Texas.
Yeah, Chris is big into avocado rock. It's like a really niche thing where he's from.
12-string, the Birds.
Yeah.
No, I think there's some California rock coming from Chris. What's Queens of the Stone Age kind of?
I was gonna say, like,
Yeah.
especially on this new stuff, I definitely like the whole, you know, like the desert stoner rock, Queens of the Stone Age, Kaya stuff. I think I brought that a little bit to the table
Mhm.
in moderation on this new stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah, I think we came together because we had a lot of similar music influences. And like to kind of expand on that super briefly, Hayes moved to town, contacted high school friend Parker, who's a great producer and engineer, and was like, hey, like I want to record my songs. And then so Parker reached out to me for a reason I still don't really understand, but I'm super glad he did.
You like Wilco, that's why.
I do like Wilco. And I'm always trying to put too many things on my drums. So And then, Chris and I had played together in bands for people, and I was like, this guy's amazing, like, he can do anything, super hardworking, So, why did I start that?
Just talking about, like, building influences, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
kind of, I think what you're getting at is, like, there's the regional, what we bring to the table as a result of, like, regional influence, but then there's the result of me and Hayes sort of growing up similarly and musically and being influenced by some similar people, and because we've known each other, me showing him records. and him
I
showing me
think
records.
it's mainly you showing me records. Well, I don't want to sell mine because I had some albums too, but
You definitely did.
Yeah.
I was about to
Don't wanna
say,
sell it
you
too
definitely
short.
delve in on a lot
So,
of things.
we had that, and then Chris and John have their own realms of influence that, they grew up with buddies sharing music back and forth. It all kind of turns into a soup that you get to choose the best parts of.
Prescription soup.
That's
Wouldn't recommend it to the viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, so where'd the name come from?
that was not it was not like some big thing. It was just I remember seeing there's a bunch of signs for prescriptions all over the place. You'll notice like in pharmacies and stuff, and they're always glowing and kind of. And I saw one of those, and I was in band name thinking mode. I think
Easy
that-
branding if everyone has your name up.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Yeah,
Free advertising.
Very true.
Very.
we
Just
get
put
sent those
B in
pictures
front
all
of
the
it.
time.
Yeah. That's actually the first EP that we made. It's just a photo of a neon prescription sign, and I just photoshopped it in front of it.
Yeah.
That's
Y'all need to
exactly
take one with you on the road for like your
Oh,
stage.
That's right.
That
Yeah,
would
that's a
be
good idea.
That is a good
super
idea.
cool. Whenever we can afford a neon sign like
You
that.
want to be our road manager, our TM?
Yeah,
with the
that
was
prescription
it.
sign?
We need one. We need one.
Not to advocate stealing, but if you're in
Do
town, just no, I'm kidding. Because this is recorded, I kind of forgot about that.
No, don't do that.
We
We
do
would
not
never
advocate
condone
for
theft,
stealing
yeah.
or prescription soup.
No. Two things to avoid.
So what's the big plan after COVID ends? Album on the way? Planning a tour right now?
Yeah, I realized we didn't answer your question about the possible release date for the second record, about it coming out this year, and the plan for that is hopefully that it gets released before the end of the year. But like every other band, we're just kind of waiting to see when kind of restrictions get properly and safely lifted. But shows like the one that we did with y'all last night is very hopeful.
Mhm.
It's pretty invigorating, and you can kind of start to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure y'all want a tour behind the record, because like, it's kind of defeating to put it out and not be able to play the songs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, for sure. I think as soon as that is lifted and possible to do it on a more consistent,
Mhm.
we'll get back to it for sure.
Yeah, because the show last night, we only had 100 capacity available.
Mhm.
The rest was live streamed.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did a great job
Yeah,
with
y'all
that, and like, I know that we're all really appreciative because we see some people, out and about playing shows, and that's great on them. But I know that we're all would have it on our conscience if
Mhm.
like we were putting people at risk at all. So thanks for doing a great job.
We try our best, and thankfully Auburn's been doing fairly okay compared to the rest of the
Yeah,
country.
you mentioned a very low caseload. That's cool.
Mhm. Yeah. I think that runs up all the questions I had for y'all. But we are introducing y'all, so if there's anything else you want to tell the audience while we have you.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Support these Weagle sessions and the concerts. I mean, what you guys are doing is super cool. So keep doing it.
Some good things to plug, your Instagram, website.
Yeah, we got all those things. We got Instagram, the-prescriptions.com. We're on Spotify. What else?
Yeah.
Any
all
other
the-
streaming services?
Yeah.
We actually something we did put out over the break was we went in and did like a 3-song continuous video at this really cool studio in Nashville, and it's all songs off the first record. but I think it's really fun and, you know, kind of like a filler for live music for now.
Yeah. TikTok account?
Not yet.
No
not on top.
prescriptions
Not really
TikTok.
sure how it
Talking.
works, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing
We've been
makes
working
us-
on Chris's dances, but
I've got the dances for it, but the technology, I'm just not there yet. Sorry. I just can't do it yet.
We'll connect the dots eventually.
yeah.
We should have done the dances we just recorded, I mean.
Well, can we reshoot it?
Yeah,
real
can we,
quick?
can we go-
Well, I mean, you're on camera right now.
That's a really good point.
There it is. There's maybe one of them. Oh, all right. Yeah.
A little
here we
preview
go.
of prescriptions TikTok right here.
Yeah, you know, maybe one day.
Well, it's been great getting to know you guys. Thanks again for coming out. And for everyone watching, make sure to go check out their Wiggle session and everything else of theirs because they're fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you so
man.
much for
Thanks for
having
having
us.
us. Appreciate it.
Yeah.